He's gotten he's gotten V-Bucks sent to him. He got
Mm.
he got FIFA points sent to him. He's got PlayStation cards sent to him. The one time I thought he was gonna get caught.
Says it stopped again.
Really? Broadcast has started. Stop translating. Stop the broadcast. Do you have your phone? Do you guys have your phones with you?
Yeah.
It's on. I'm streaming off YouTube, so I can just send a link. Yeah, I'll send it to you. But yo, Travis, I think your intellect gets mofo a little bit too as well. Whenever you start talking about factual shit with animals specifically, mofo goes from like into it to once the facts come out from you, he goes, bleh. He didn't. He didn't want to
The one
fucking.
thing I will 100% did notice though is that he does not like it when you tell him that he's on your level. That 100% I have noticed.
So you remember how I
Like
said Travis has one state when he's unsure on what he should do, like shit disturber slash not want to cause a problem mode, but he pokes the beast with a stick. That's the situation I was talking about.
Yeah.
Cause Robin, do you take in the vibes? Here, I sent you guys. But see, I love it because it wasn't that you didn't know what you were doing. It's that you kept going forward and you were like, fuck it, I'm already walking, let's just go. And it was like, he was doing stuff to himself. And I think that's what made him more mad. Cause he'd be like, one mistake, cause the part, name one mistake I've made when you fucked that chick. And then when Travis turned around and was like, well, you fucked her too, motherfucker got
That's when he got
mad.
pissed. Yeah. It just the only thing that upsets me about that when he gets pissed off when you try to be like you do the same things I do, where like I said we're basically on the same level. It makes him mad because he wants to be better, which is like than you, which is kind of
And that's the only
insulting
thing.
in a way.
Like, if it was just mine and Mofo's problem, I would already been like, I would have even bit the bullet. I would have been like, no, I didn't want to do it. But it's just every time I join with him, Travis comes. Like I'm telling you, Travis, every time I've been in the parties before today, it was just me and Brandon. Yeah. Coincidentally, he just joins. When if it's just him and Brandon, he joins, but he doesn't stay long. But if you're here, then he stays. But I ignore all the way he looks at me. It's just every time he decides to be like, oh, you want to make up and just fix everything? Let me start some shit. And then he always it just bothers me. And then when he doesn't start shit, it's just like he doesn't care. I understand it's not about you, but it's the fact of he's not caring when his homies are ranting. Because this is what gets me. He listens to Noof, but he knows that's because if Noof sees he doesn't give a shit, Noof will cut off Mofo. And Mofo will kiss ass at that point. He only kisses Brandon's ass, and that's what gets me. Me and him get into it, he doesn't care. Him and you get into it, he doesn't care. Him and Brandon gets into it, and he will literally stay up and invite Brandon back to the party. Okay. But he says what he wants to me and you, but he will baby Brandon. No, But see, he just did everything. He's calmed down with me too. But the difference is he'll go back up at us at any given moment. Whereas Brandon, he won't. And all of the, like, what happened with me and him, you and him, and Brandon and him, it was all on equal level. It's just, for some reason, Brandon is just like, he's like, I'll kiss your ass. I would.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk to him about it this weekend. It's been bothering me for a while. But you,
Yeah, it's gonna get irritated real bad.
but, oh, when you guys are here, yeah. Is it you, Robin?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll show you a little bit. I'll show you gameplay since Travis already seen gameplay. But yeah, he's just, I don't know. The way he goes at us is differently. And like I said, if it was just me, it'd be fine. But it's just the fact of every time I join, and it's the same thing that gets me every time. He just goes at you and just downs you. Oh, this place is bigger now.
That's fair.
One thing I laugh at though. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's a homie. I don't like to laugh at homies' pain, but when a homie's going at another homie, I'm a laugh, especially when you sound hypocritical, because the day when you're like, life is hard, and he's like, you're just a bitch. I laugh. You know exactly where I was going. I love you. We're two peas in a pod. No, I have the alligator struggle. It's not the same. Exactly.
This is true.
And it's fair to cry over not being able to have an alligator. You're a bitch if you cry over getting friend zoned.
Imagine if you got a supercar. Fuck. He would be livid.
I forgot how to fucking do them.
Yeah, that's fair.
See, and that's another thing too. Did you take in how I asked a question about cars and I didn't even get an answer? You gave me more input. And he didn't say nothing. To argue you, I wish that gave me help on what car to get. And Infinity. All he said that well,
Like in general.
the coupe. It's just not the coupe, the four-door sedan. Fuck, what is it?
Like serial numbers, part numbers. It's like a literal part number.
See, this is why I was gonna wait to talk to Travis after, and I didn't care that Mofo would give me an answer because Mofo, another big problem. I know he wants to help his homies, but and I know you see this 100%. His another bad trait is it's okay to want to be better than everyone else, but to have to be better to your yeah, the fact that he has to be better than his homies, that gets me. Mm.
This is what I mean. He cannot accept that you might be closer in like situations even than he wants to admit. Like he wants to pretend that that
He's
your
closer to
situations
being
and his
better.
situations are
Yeah,
better. Like his
he's better
situations
in
are
life
better.
than you are.
And yeah, exactly. Okay, but everyone's better at something, better than someone else. But he wants to be like, he's all around better.
He's gonna end up
That I
like
have
he's gonna end up like Bond with that mindset. Bond
100%.
blames us. Bond just throws shades at us. But you wanna know Bond why he doesn't come around anymore? Because Bond used to live off of I can outsmoke. He had to move to dabs because me and Brandon have always outsmoked him in weed. Me and Brandon started smoking dabs, outsmoked him there. He didn't have anything to run with anymore,
See, because
so
like with Mofo, it's not with that.
he
It's just he
he
wants to
started
look
work.
like he's doing better than you
No,
in
but that's
general.
Bond. That's the thing. That's Bond. But once you start doing what he's doing, he finds it useless. The same thing that why I don't play the same characters in games as Mofo, because my gladiator is higher level. I know a lot, you know.
Yeah, it seems like it's always competition. 100%.
But that's one thing. But it's just not with your homies, man.
Yeah, I noticed it was you know what? Fuck it.
It's the same reason why, like, yeah, I tried to hide it from him at first. But you can ask Robin. I could have just dropped it, but I'm like, fuck it. I'm gonna go at him. I mean, that's when it got worse and Mofo left. Yep. Oh, I
Wait,
laughed.
waited 4 or
I
5
laughed.
seconds. What?
Where he waited 4 or 5 seconds. That's why I said poke the bear.
But that's
Because
what I'm saying.
every
He
response,
doesn't
if you
like you
remember,
saying that you're the same. That's what
no,
triggers him.
but this is what he's saying, Robin, and this is why I use the phrase "poke the bear" because he was doing it. He was he was going back
Travis
and
said it
forth,
knowing the
but
outcome.
no, no, he didn't know the outcome. That's why he was poking the bear. Because every time Mofo said something, he'd wait a second, then respond, wait a second, then respond. And even when Mofo, and even after Mofo was like, I'm getting pissed off now, he waited. He gave it a longer pause,
What's gonna
and then
happen?
he was
You
like,
get pissed off.
fuck it, I've already been poking the bear.
We're here now.
And he didn't even leave. He didn't even leave right away. Oh, I'm about to fight this. Look, wait till you see the Rift Stalker, Robin. Oh,
But no, I
damn.
will admit that whole conversation, that did bug me how you were like, we're the same, and he was
So
getting
much.
so mad about it. Just because, like I said, it just seems so insulting to be like, oh, I'm better than you, don't think we're the same.
I love it
Saying it
because
in that
Travis knew
phrase
everyone,
sounds mean.
but Travis knew everyone was on his side. I made the joke. I laughed at it. I'm the reason Mofo left. It kind of made me happy. I had a feeling that he was gonna leave, but I said fuck it anyways because I'm like he's not thinking about what Travis is feeling, so fuck it. I knew exactly. Like I said, it's one of my moments where I know I'm being petty, but I don't give a shit. But that's why I made the joke.
No, joke of like, Mom, Dad, stop fighting.
Because remember Team 4-Star, Robin? Remember the Dragon Ball Z parody? Hi, oh yeah, she hates the OG Dragon Ball Z opening, Travis. Hi,
Yeah, that's just annoying as hell.
No, but you know, remember how I told you the green guy Piccolo? He fused with Nail, Robin,
Yeah.
and he did the lower, lower, lower. If we had junk, you'd be gay. But he fuses again with Kami, another Namekian from Earth, and they hated. So when they got split up, because they used to be one, Piccolo was basically the Yang, and then Kami was the Yin. So Kami didn't want to fuse with him, and he was like, Piccolo's like, we gotta do this or the Earth is gonna die. He's like, we don't have a choice. He's like, maybe I'd want that over being stuck with you again. And they went quiet. Literally, just like Travis and Mofo, they took a quiet pause, and then all you hear is Nail inside Piccolo's head. Mom, Dad, please stop fighting. So I made the comment. And that's what I'm saying, Mofo can't take little quips like that. It is. Noof used to be like that too. The Noof you play with now has changed so much.
Yeah, no. I could definitely tell you at some point you were just enjoying the, no, we're the same, and like watching him get
Travis,
kind of pissed.
I don't either, but another reason people hated me being around Brandon is because Brandon and this is why Robin, I was saying him and Edie are the same, because they're influential, and when people take that in, they start to make him lose his leadership. Brandon's a leader. Don't get that twisted. He's a leader. But people try to take that from him. Bond hated me being around, and this is why when I dipped, he told so much lies, to the point where the main reason I can't stand Justin Bond, Travis, I told Robin, but the main reason I can't stand him, when I dipped from Brandon, he went around telling people, because Brandon got stabbed, so that day he doesn't remember too much. I remember that day like the back of my hand. My mom my mom knows.
It's like a core memory, right? It's not something you forget. It's like traumatic.
When I told my mom how much I remember, my mom said it. It's gonna sit with me for life. She's like, you're gonna be able to see that day vividly, can't you? And I can. And Bond tried saying that he was the one beside Brandon, and he asked for the weapon and blah blah blah. No. And he doesn't even talk about the fact that he's the reason why that happened. When we went to McDonald's, Brandon's brother Justin, he said don't fight. I said okay. Brandon's sister Victoria said please, I just want to get food, and then just go on, have a good night. So I left it. Bond, and I told him not to call anyone. He's like, oh, he's like, I didn't call Brandon, I called Jonathan. I said, yeah, but do you think Brandon overhears and hears beef, he's not gonna come? I'm like, you're an idiot. And Brandon came. And I asked Jason Randall. Bond once again was like, oh, I asked Randall for the extendo too. No, you didn't. I was the only one ready to pop off. I asked Jason Randall 3 times. Give me the extendo. He said no. Give me the extendo. No. I said if you don't use it, I'm gonna be cheese. And this is why he won't talk to me. He won't talk to Brandon or anyone. And I'm 100% sure that's why. Because he didn't use it, didn't give it to me, and Brandon almost died. And then Bond tried to turn around and was like, yeah, I jumped in beside you and Brandon feeding shots. First off, this guy was in a corner in a booth seat. How the fuck you fitting? I had to climb over on the other side of Brandon to even get punches in. And then he also says that he was the one. Okay, fuck this game for now, Robin. I'll show you after. Let's get Genshin in. No.